Coming up, students at Kaohsiung San信High show their appreciation to Tzu Chi by making buns. 2 young volunteers in Taiwan cultivate compassion in their heart through keeping a vegetarian diet. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. Following the recent underground gas explosions in Kaohsiung, many Tzu Chi media volunteers from across Taiwan sprung into action to help record each moment, like Lin Kunde and Hong Qiufang, a husband and wife team from Tainan who traveled to the disaster area to cover Tzu Chi's footsteps. And on the other side of the camera were the volunteers and Tzu Chings who were consoling residents as part of the recovery process, giving those who needed an outlet to talk a safe and comfortable environment to do so.
Currently in our borough, Tzu Chi volunteers are here to provide counseling. If you need to talk to someone about the recent disaster, if you are hurting inside, feel free to talk to them. Don't shut them out.
Tzu Chi volunteers have arrived at Ruixing Borough in Kaohsiung to help console residents in the aftermath of the gas explosions.
I was mainly concerned that the borough residents would not be understanding and reject your visits. But I am very grateful that you have taken the time to comfort our residents.
Among the volunteers is Tzu Chi Wang Shixian, who kept a meticulous record of the dialogue between residents and volunteers. The youngster feels this trip was a hard-to-come-by experience.
If we want people to accept us, we need to modify our speech and raise our communication smarts. Today, I learned many useful points to help convey my message.
With torrential rains hitting Kaohsiung, the government declared a public holiday. Thus, Zheng Kaiwen decided to put his unexpected half-day off to good use.
I was originally heading into work, but then I came here because it was pouring out and I couldn't reach my office, so I went to volunteer my time.
The residents we visited today only heard the sounds of the blast. There wasn't much damage. They said we should visit those who are more in need of support instead.
Entering the community to look after residents and gaining experience along the way give this group of Tzu Chings a more meaningful way to spend their summer. Concentrating on capturing the images of the Tzu Chi volunteers' home visitations, Lin Kunde pays no attention to the heat. Lin and his wife, Hong Qiufang, came from Tainan to volunteer their time in Kaohsiung.
My wife is a great assistant. If she didn't help me carry my camera bag, I would sweat a lot more. My wife is more outgoing and able to communicate with others, so she makes up what I lack.
Working harmoniously together, the husband and wife team takes each problem thrown their way with a sense of humor.
I always say I am Iron Man. I've got steel needles to reinforce my spine and artificial disc replacements.
Taking a lighthearted approach to her spinal degeneration, Hong actually has had 4 spinal surgeries. In order for her pain to be manageable, she wears a back brace, but it does not stop her from getting to where she needs to go.
I will continue to be a good disciple of Master Zheng Yan. As well, I will take good care of other disciples of the Master.
Hong is grateful that her illness did not get the best of her. In the meantime, she and others like her who have vowed to walk the Tzu Chi path do their best to help Master Zheng Yan shoulder Tzu Chi's missions. Although it has been more than 2 weeks since the underground gas explosions in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers have continued to offer assistance to residents affected by the tragedy. Touched by the volunteers' selfless gestures, a group of students from the restaurant management program of Sanxing High School of Commerce and Home Economics decided to express their thanks by making delicious buns for the volunteers. Let's take a look.
Cutting dough into pieces and putting in the red bean fillings. Today, a group of students of the Sanxing High School of Commerce and Home Economics are making delicious buns. Moved by Tzu Chi volunteers' selfless dedication following the blast, this group of students decided to use their expertise to make healthy and tasty buns for the volunteers.
Our students came up with the idea. All the teachers happily supported them.
It feels great to be able to contribute our share.
We want to make buns for the soldiers and Tzu Chi volunteers because they have been helping us with the cleanup. All of us are very happy to have the chance to make buns for them.
We are only contributing a little. At least all of them will have more strength to carry out their duties later.
Despite the downpour, students carefully pushed a cart packed with freshly made buns to the volunteers. Upon receiving the buns, the volunteers break into smiles.
It is just like what Master Zeng Yan said. When everyone gathers together, the power of compassion will be great.
The quality and flavor of the bread is very good.
Despite their young age, inspired by the volunteers' selfless dedication, this group of youngsters decided to contribute their share. Each bun not only represents the seeds of compassion, but also the students' appreciation for the volunteers' efforts.
Recently in Taiwan, 24 individuals were recognized by the Ministry of Health and Welfare for their dedication to medicine and community service. One of the award recipients was 83-year-old Su Mei, who visited a total of 187 schools in 10 months to educate youngsters on the importance of fulfilling their filial duties. But first, we meet Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital Dr. Wang Yingwei, who has dedicated himself wholeheartedly to safeguarding the health of residents of eastern Taiwan.
Wang Yingwei, a doctor at the Department of Family Medicine at the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital, has been looking after the health of those living in eastern Taiwan for years. Besides launching senior health promotion programs, he also established a palliative care program for cancer patients. Recently, Wang's dedication to medicine was recognized by the Ministry of Health and Welfare.
We have been establishing health promotion programs in eastern Taiwan, especially in communities with a lot of senior residents. Recently, Tzu Chi joined hands with a community in Fengling Township to launch a health promotion program there. Everyone is trying their best to give back to the community.
This is 78-year-old Sister Tang, who is the founder of the Good Shepherd Social Welfare Services, an NGO that is committed to providing help to those who are battered, abused, or abandoned.
I think I will continue working. It is my goal to serve those in greater need, and I will try my best to help.
Another recipient of the award is Su Mei, who has been advocating the concept of filial piety to youngsters across central Taiwan since June of 2013.
I am currently 83 years old. If I have a healthy body, I can continue to care for all the children. This is my wish.
Today, Su Mei is here at Zhanghua County to encourage students to fulfill their filial duties before it is too late.
We need to learn to endure, fulfill our filial duties, and make sure our family members are healthy and happy. This is everyone's duty.
Su Mei says with the rapid changes in society, children have slowly forgotten about correct moral values. With the support of her family, in the space of 10 months, Su visited a total of 187 schools across Zhanghua and Nantou counties to promote the importance of fulfilling filial duties.
I pass on my experience to youngsters and encourage them to be good kids and fulfill their filial duties. I taught students ways to make their parents happy and how to bring happiness home.
To spread Jingsi aphorisms far and wide, Su Mei also printed out Jingsi aphorisms booklets to give to students who attend her lectures.
Master Zeng Yan is very thankful. She said this is a great way to pass on positive values to children. We need to plant seeds of goodness into children's hearts at a young age.
Despite having to wake up early to give speeches in different schools, Su Mei remains energetic. She says in the years to come, she will continue to spread the concepts of filial piety to even more children.
Next, we meet family caregiver Wu Liman, who lost her left hand in an accident when she was just 6 years old. Though handicapped, Wu did not lose hope. Instead, she faced life with vigor and worked harder than anyone else to prove herself. Empathizing with those needing an extra hand, she has been a family caregiver for the past 11 years. Let's take a look at her dedication.
In Zhanghua, upon arrival at her client's home, Wu Liman immediately helps the senior up to take a walk around. Although Wu is missing a left hand, as a family caregiver, her dedication is not lacking.
Because I myself am disadvantaged, I can empathize with their discomfort and disability. I am inclined to put in more effort into caring for them.
When Wu was 6, a household accident led to the amputation of her left hand. But it has not stopped her living her life to the fullest for more than 40 years. When someone suggested that she hire a family caregiver to help with her daily needs, she rejected the idea and instead applied for a job to care for others.
No matter if it's bathing the seniors or doing household chores, she does them with ease.
Her service is good. She's patient and full of love.
This year, Wu even received a Bronze Award for her dedication in family caregiving from the Taiwan Home Service Strategic Alliance.
I remind myself that if I am to do something, I need to do it better than everyone else because of my disability. This way, others will recognize my efforts. The Tzu Chi Environmental Education Center inside the Shanling DaAi community was the first recycling center Tzu Chi built amongst the permanent housings the charity has constructed to house those displaced by Typhoon Morakot. Now 5 years later, many new residents have learned to embrace and support Tzu Chi's environmental mission, while some have also learned to use recyclables to help preserve their precious indigenous culture. Here's more.
Zhang Ruiyun of the indigenous Bunong tribe warmly welcomes DaAi reporters into her home at the Shanling DaAi community. After the 88 floods, she moved here from Kaohsiung's Taoyuan district. Her home still retains the Bunong totem and decorations.
Oh, this home is wonderful. It is the accumulation of so many people's love and kindness. So as long as I can, I will do what I can to help others.
Early in the morning, Tzu Chi's recycling truck pulls up at Zhang's home to pick up the recyclables that she collected door to door the night before.
Sometimes I don't stop till 11 at night, so the next morning I might not want to go make my rounds. But since I can't fall back asleep again, I think I might as well get up and exercise, which is what collecting recyclables is anyway, so I will head out again. I want to do this until I can't open my eyes.
Arriving at the Shanling Tzu Chi Environmental Education Center, one sees a structure built out of driftwood brought down by Typhoon Morakot. Every Monday and Thursday, Zhang Ruiyun and her cousin will come here to sort recyclables.
The beer bottles and paper have to be separated. It's actually kind of fun. I'm already used to this.
While some sort recyclables, others look for art supplies. Also a resident of the community, Liu Zhengyi came from Jiaxian. He realized that cardboard can be turned into pulp, and by applying pulp to a PET bottle, he can make the Bunong's deliverer of blessings, an owl.
Whether when visiting the recycling station or collecting recyclables, I always feel as if I'm walking right into a treasure vault. So I will always look for items that I can use.
Liu gives away his finished pieces as a gift of blessing and also to promote recycling. Having survived the floods, he has come to understand that it is better to give than to receive.
When we make something to give to others, it's a blessing. I've only come to understand this now. Before, I just couldn't grasp the concept of it's better to give than receive. Look, it's elastic. You can step on it and it won't break.
The indigenous plaza plaza of the community features large art sculptures that glow built out of steel wire and pulp. The indigenous workshop of the community also makes and sells owl ornaments to preserve their culture.
We have owls representing all 14 indigenous tribes and their distinct cultures here. This one is celebrating a successful hunting trip, while this one is Bunong's 8-part polyphony.
This piece made out of glass represents the fangs of a whiteboard, the symbol of bravery for Bunong hunters. It's nice living here. You don't have to worry about the roads being cut off because of rain.
The Shanling DaAi community, a permanent community that Tzu Chi built to house those displaced by Typhoon Morakot, has everything residents need to not only live comfortably, but also embrace a more eco-friendly lifestyle while preserving their precious indigenous culture.
Taiwan Tzu Chi volunteer Shi Xuefeng's 2 daughters have been following a vegetarian diet since young and can often be seen at the Tzu Chi recycling station helping sort recyclables. Learning to shoulder responsibilities from a young age, these sisters have also nurtured a heart of compassion through vegetarianism.
These 2 little girls work swiftly, sorting paper into different categories. This Tzu Chi recycling station is their happy playground.
It was a drawing book, but will turn into a book.
Hoping to safeguard the future of our planet, the Zhao sisters show their determination through action.
I brought them to the recycling station so they may learn to interact with people. I hope this goodness and positivity can guide them and help open their hearts.
By volunteering at the recycling station, both girls have learned to live joyfully and gratefully, with a sense of contentment.
They hold hands as they flatten the bottles.
Knowing that these PET bottles will be made into blankets for Tzu Chi's relief missions. Even if it means getting their hands dirty, the sisters are more than willing to contribute their share. Come lunchtime, a bowl of bean sprouts is the fruit of their labor.
You just remove the top and bottom of the bean sprouts. It's super easy.
Having followed a vegetarian diet since young, the compassion of these 2 sisters tugs at the heartstrings.
It's sad when animals get killed for their meat, so I don't want to eat meat.
A vegetarian diet helps improve blood circulation, so they're both very healthy.
Safeguarding our planet through recycling and respecting life through a vegetarian diet. The seeds of compassion are already flourishing in the sisters' hearts.
Turning our camera to China, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to make home visitations to get ready for this year's winter relief distribution. This time, the volunteers visited China's Garden on the Sea, Gulanyu. Though the small island just southeast of Xiamen is a renowned tourist destination, volunteers discovered that there are still people in need there, like care recipient Liu Dehao, who is a proficient pianist. Let's follow the volunteers on their recent visit.
The ferry breaks through the waves as it heads towards its destination, China's renowned Garden on the Sea. Just southwest of Xiamen in Fujian province, Gulanyu is only about 2 square kilometers in size. As one of the nation's prized tourist destinations, no fuel-operated vehicles are allowed here. The island was once home to many foreign consulates, which is why most of the buildings feature Victorian-era design. But despite the glamour, there are still people in need here. A piano is the most prized possession in Liu Dehao's home and has become the boy's spiritual pillar after his father passed away, while his mother refuses to give up on herself or her son.
If a bowl has a small crack, just turn it around so you won't see the crack, and the bowl will still be round.
To prepare for this year's winter relief distribution in China, Tzu Chi volunteers are here to visit 69 families in need to better understand their needs. here vest. Yang Xin was formerly a Tzu Chi scholarship recipient. Now she is doing what she can to pass the love forward.
When I go on home visitations with the volunteers, my heart can directly feel the impact from the exchange of love. You can really feel it. I want to be like Tzu Chi volunteers and help others.
Helping the poor means more than simply delivering material aid. Only heartfelt love can empower and comfort hearts.
A memorial service was recently held for江冠興, the co-pilot of TransAsia Airways Flight GE222 that crashed in Penghu, Taiwan this July. His mother, Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Baoshou, along with 290 friends and families, participated in this ceremony to bid farewell to the young man, who was 39.
This is the most handsome and best behaving son of mine,江冠興.
Jiang Guanxing, a shining star in the sky, loved flying all his life. He stood fast on his post and held on to the flight control tightly when his plane went down. Seeing one's child die is never easy, but Zhang Baoshou has finally learned to let go. At her son's memorial service, Zhang and 290 friends and families gathered to look back on his life.
You had always listened to me. Now do this again. Go and come back soon.
To reflect on their month-long study tour in the U.S., Tzu Chi University students hosted a farewell event at the Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters in San Dimas, California. To showcase all they have learned, the event was conducted in both Chinese and English. Saddened to be parting ways with America, the students all look forward to a return visit. We will leave you with these images at the end of the show. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.